breaking down further our mystery to do with fitness and exercise and movement. There is a bit of romance that goes on with the physical aspect of things. And we're going to take a look into it using the other side of fitness, using the atmosphere of health, and looking at the lifestyle. Now, why is dancing so alluring? Figure skating, the Olympians that do with these kind of ways of showing the beauty of movement. Why is it so romantic in a way? And why is the James Bond, Black Panther, um, Spartan view of movement just as alluring, but maybe more for guys, or whatever? Why does it have this kind of appeal to it when we visually look at what's happening? And the answer to that is we are not processing it the same way that we process something that looks a little bit more basic. So we're not totally infatuated with how somebody sits down and stands up. Well, if you're not really in the fitness realm, you're not really impressed by it. It's just something that happens. And your brain views it as very logical. You sit, you stand, you move, done. But when this kind of pattern of movement is done with through the experience of a figure skater, it's beautiful. And our brain cannot process it logically. There's just too much going on, and we know it's different than sitting and standing. So what is happening? It brings out the mystery. What is really going on? How is this even possible? It seems mind-blowing. How is that soldier dodging all those moves from its opponent? How is he deciding to move to the left and right and just missing the near-death experiences that are happening? These two is how? It brings out the excitement of it all. And this is mainly because we're now using the right side of our brain to take in all the information. There's too much happening. So we view it appropriately. This is how it should be viewed, as a beautiful thing. It is that complex, and that's where it should stay. However, we have this way of trying to make things feel easier. So we break it down into components, and when you do these components, then you get the end result. And if you look at the people performing at high levels, like soldiers, athletes, specialists, then we could say, yeah, they did a physical process of like check one, check two, check three, and they got to where they are. However, those are just the steps. It is the experience, the things that are lived in between those bullet points that really brings about the person's ability to master something in a way that it looks beautiful. So this going back to how we actually view fitness. Now, if our goal is to bring across fitness appropriately, using the mechanized version of biomechanics is great for a nice outline. However, we need to fill in the blanks. There's a lot more happening there that needs to be appropriated by the muscle, by the person going through the movement to make it really a restorative thing, to make it really a health thing. We can say the end outcome is not the restorative aspect of it, although that is what we look for in our markers of what it should be like as we progress. And I think this does a great disservice in a way to the other people that are not generally see themselves as athletic or fit or wanting to do high-end sports. When we look at it more as a movement, a play, a way of understanding your body, now it applies to everybody and still those athletes, but in a way that's going to be way more practical for the individual. You can now enjoy what movement is. And as you can see, you don't really appreciate movement until you do not have movement. Then it becomes a really great thing. And you start to say, wow, I wish I did better or did more to keep this movement happening. And in this way, if we can install this appreciation earlier on by showing its complexity and showing the in-betweens and showing the process and showing that it is not an innate skill, but something that anybody can acquire at any level. And there are progressions, big and small, that will fit anyone when they choose to make it a priority and they choose to enjoy movement again, or for once. So I think this is very good to understand, as I always say, and to really think about so that we can bring back the restorative aspect of what fitness symbolizes.